Welcome to the Addicted to DVC podcast, a deep dive into all things Disney Vacation Club. We share tips, tricks, and insider info, helping you make the most of your membership. Join us for the latest news, reviews, and interviews with DVC experts and enthusiasts. Whether you're a seasoned DVC member or considering your first contract, this podcast is for you. Now, here are your hosts, Mike Hurley and Gary Arruda.
Welcome to the Addicted to DVC podcast with Mike and Gary. This is episode 19, recording in the DeFont Leroy Recording Studios in Sarasota, Florida, in Cranston, Rhode Island. I'm your host, Mike in Florida, joined by my cousin and co-host, Gary, up in Rhode Island. Good evening, Gary.
Michael, how are you today?
Fantastic.
Happy December.
December, yeah. Did you pay your monthly dues last night?
Oh,
dues?
I was ahead.
Oh, okay.
Because I had some gift cards, so as soon as I get a gift card, I just pay it.
Oh, you just throw it down? All right.
Yeah. Although I was waiting, because sometimes I don't get all crazy like some people at the Sam's Club and the Costco and all that, because I don't have any of those around here, so I don't belong to any of those. But I know Target occasionally does 10% off gift cards.
Oh, well, you do you buy the gift cards and get your 5% off your Target Red, right?
I get the 5, but I think like once or twice a year they do 10% off.
On occasion, yep.
And I thought it would be around Black Friday, but it doesn't seem to be. I didn't see anything, at least.
Yeah, they do it. Sam's Club does it quite a bit.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
I
don't mind. It's easy. It's very simple to do the 5. I know some people like to do the Sam's Club because you can kind of double dip if you have a good rewards credit card that you're buying them with.
Yeah,
because obviously the Target one, that is the reward, is the
people
5%
just get so obsessive over this stuff, don't they?
Well, it's like a game. It's not even about the money. It's like seeing how much they can save. But I do get it. I did get my speaking of annual dues, we talked about it last week, and I got the full breakdown of the Animal Kingdom points, and I didn't understand. You get the thing in the mail? It tells you like the budget from the last year and everything.
Yeah, I don't even look at it.
So I was just looking, trying to see.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
And it tells you like what the total budget is, what line items there are, and what like how many cents per point that contributes to. So that one of the biggest things, which makes sense at Animal Kingdom, which I assume no other resorts have, is the animal care, which is like about $4 million. I think it was like 3.9 million, and the housekeeping was like 13 million in the budget, which was still the biggest line item.
Yeah, but it was still a pretty big increase percentage-wise for Animal Kingdom. Like,
so it doesn't show that. It shows what like the projected budget was and what the last year's budget was.
Gotcha.
So,
because I wouldn't expect that moving forward, that almost 6% increase, would you?
I would hope not, because that's almost the max. I think, didn't we say 7's the most they can do in a single year? So that's almost like when they jump that much, it's almost is a correction, right? Where they're like, "Oh, we missed budget."
Yeah, because they budget for the refurbishments. You know, they have a calculated.
That's always in there.
What it's going to be every 7 years. So,
and I don't understand it that much. I didn't look that close, but I was just curious to see. I didn't get the Saratoga one though. I only got Animal Kingdom in the mail.
Oh, interesting. Because I got 2, and I just kind of ripped it open, and it's like your stock funds, you know. I just I'm all set. Just
it's a lot of numbers.
It's a lot,
a little too much. But we're not talking numbers this week, are we, Pards?
No, we're talking food, as we always do.
We're talking food.
Not all we do.
We do it a lot, for sure. We definitely talk food quite often. But we like food.
Yeah, we love food, especially Disney food. It's something that just makes us happy, isn't it? Just the environment, and
because it's not even like objectively, it's not the best food.
It's like, pretty damn good.
It's good, and the service is always pretty good. It's just when you're there and you feel happy, and it's like a nice break, and you come to know these places, and they become like these familiar, cozy things that you enjoy, even if you know you could probably get better food elsewhere. Not saying for cheaper, because I actually don't think Disney food is bad priced.
No.
When inflation hit, a lot of restaurants' prices went way up, and I didn't notice Disney pricing go up as much as other places.
No.
Like I was talking to our friend Angry Newfield Jr. last night. We were talking about the quick service prices at Disney and how everything else has kind of come into line with the Disney prices. You don't even get shocked by what you're paying at a Disney quick serve or sit down anymore.
No, when I was doing show prep, I was looking and I don't think the prices there are bad at all.
I never thought it was too bad. Like some stuff here and there, like you'd see certain things that seemed a little expensive, like a restaurant here or there, just a couple menu options even.
Mhm.
But overall, I don't think it's crazy. Even like the drinks, like how much is like if you buy a bottle of water, it's like what, $4.50?
Yeah.
I think Phil bought a bottle of water at the zoo last night. It was $6.
Yeah.
So
It was just
you know,
they've got
think
the
about that.
bullseye on the back of their heads, and they always have and always will.
Oh, of course, yeah. It's gonna be it's in the playbook, right? Expensive
Absolutely. Oh, of course. Yeah. It's not for the
hamburgers and
average
French
family.
fries, chicken
Don't remember.
fingers. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about food. But what
Ooh.
food in particular, Michael?
We are going to discuss the best breakfast options on DVC properties.
Oh, beautiful.
This is just in the Orlando areas because that would be pretty much a grand cal for like all of my picks.
Now, I hope I didn't mess this up. When you say options, you're talking about actual restaurants, or you're talking about like menu items?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yep. Let me clarify. Yeah, the best restaurants.
Okay, good. Because I was like,
Oh, we could make into it. That would be another good show, wouldn't it?
Just individual entrees. We'll just keep breaking it down.
I've been thinking about like just what's a great show idea, and we'll get back in the rain, but doing a restaurant and doing a menu.
Mm-hmm.
Like just creating our new restaurant with all menu items from around Walt Disney World restaurant.
Oh, like a menu draft almost.
Yeah.
Like we want the onion soup from here, and then we want the Caesar salad from here, and the shrimp cocktail from here.
The wedge salad here. Yep.
That's not a bad idea. The menu draft.
God, we could do that. That would be like 20 years of shows.
Just do that.
Steakhouses, Italian restaurant. Oh my goodness, we've got.
It's not a bad idea.
Some good show ideas coming up.
All right, well, let's get to this show idea that we have currently.
Yep.
The one we're talking about. We're doing best breakfast. I ranked mine 5-1.
I did the same.
All right. You want me to start off with my number 5?
Sure.
This is one I tried to stick with ones that I've been to. Because
I did the same. Yep.
There's a few on there. You've been to more than I have, but there's a few on there that I haven't had, and I didn't want to rank them too high or too low. And so, although a lot of them I have been to, a lot of the DVC for breakfast, there's not many I haven't been to. This one I have been to, and I do like it, and I think I like it even more now that it's a brunch menu, and we're talking Old Key West Olivia's Cafe.
All right. I was going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
The first menu item really, really, really intrigued me was that buttermilk chicken.
Yes. So it's the chicken they're famous for, because you've had that chicken, that fried chicken from Olivia's. You said it's fantastic.
Mashed potatoes and green beans.
Now this comes with your choice of scrambled eggs, breakfast potatoes, and biscuit, or mashed potatoes, southern gravy, and seasonal vegetables.
Ooh.
So you can get like a breakfast fried chicken with eggs and hash browns, or you can get the lunch fried chicken with mashed potatoes and string beans.
Yep.
Like, what's better than that for breakfast? You roll in there at 10:35 on a Saturday morning after staying up late on a Friday night, and you just get down on some, some conch fritters and then some fried chicken. I mean, that's a good greasy way to start your day, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
But then they also have this other option, which this might be right up your alley because you're a banana bread guy. A banana bread French toast.
Yeah.
Topped with a Bahamian banana rum syrup, creme anglaise, and whipped cream served with bacon or sausage. So if you're really in the mood for a breakfast item, like that's a good, unique. You're not finding banana bread French toast anywhere else.
No, nowhere.
You can get a seared salmon salad, a Caesar salad, Caesar salad with shrimp, chicken, a bacon jam cheeseburger, But then there's still more breakfast options like
Yeah.
Sombrero's beach omelet, green peppers, onions, and cheddar topped with sour cream and pico de gallo. Sounds good. Olivia's breakfast, 2 eggs any style, a biscuit with bacon and sausage with potatoes. Papa's hash. I don't even know what this is. Potatoes, spinach, plant-based sausage, plant-based frittata, and tomatoes. So it's like a vegetarian option. Doesn't sound bad though. But scroll on down a little further. These last 2 options, they also have pancake and eggs.
Yeah.
But these last 2 options, because I'm always thinking of the crowd you're going with. Because sometimes, like, you want breakfast, and not everyone in your group wants breakfast at 11 o'clock in the morning, right?
That's correct.
Blackened mahi fish tacos and a crab cake eggs Benedict. Like, what's better than that? Like, perfect seafood options for lunch, perfect seafood option for breakfast. You have your fried chicken, you have your burger, you have omelets, you have pancakes. Can't go wrong.
Now, you know why else is I like this, and it didn't make my top 5, but this is a great option for if you're going to rope drop as a family and say, let's get back, let's do our chores, so to speak, at the parks.
Mhm.
Let's get back to our resort. Let's go swimming. Let's chill out. And you go over there, and half the people can get breakfast, half the people can get lunch. And now you're killing 2 birds with a stone. Now you don't
Yes.
have to go at 1 o'clock and grab lunch. Now you can do your parks, have your food, and then pretty much chill for the rest of the afternoon.
No, you're right, because even at 1 o'clock, if you feel like having banana bread French toast, guess what?
Yeah.
It's the brunch menu every day too.
Yeah.
So it's not like some of the places that only have it Saturday and Sunday. There's a few now that do brunch every day, which I'm sure we'll get to maybe at one point on one of our lists. But Olivia's for me coming in at number 5, and this is stiff competition. There are some really good breakfast places.
So many good places.
Like, we struggled with the quick serves, but when it comes to breakfast, this was like I struggled to narrow it down.
It was simple, wasn't it?
It was easy to find 5, but it was almost hard to pick the top 5. What's your number 5?
So my number 5, it's been slipping over the past couple years. It's the Grand Floridian Cafe.
Oh,
Now,
really? I'm surprised to hear. I haven't been in a few years, so I didn't know it's been slipping.
The past 2 times that we've gone, Kristen's been like, it's just the food's just not that great. It's expensive. It's the quality's gone downhill. Now I still swear by the steak and eggs, 10-ounce New York strip steak.
Mhm.
House-made steak sauce, 2 eggs any style, and that cheesy hash brown casserole is to die for, is it not?
Yeah, that's like one of those things that a lot of places have, and it's always pretty good.
It's so good, but that steak and eggs is good. She's upset that they took the lobster Benedict off the menu. That was her go-to, and she understands that lobster's just gotten outrageous, and it's probably one of those things where if they put it on the menu for $42, people are gonna lose their minds.
Right.
Cake Bake Shop, for example. But anyways, it just they had a lot more options pre-COVID.
And they are the other one that went to pure brunch, right? They're brunch every day.
Mhm.
They've been like that for a while, though.
For a long time, yeah.
But I do get it. I'm surprised to hear you say that you felt like it got expensive. Like, you think the value is not there as much as it used to be?
Nah, just some of the things like, for pancakes. Like, I think I see a tremendous value. $27 for that steak and eggs, and you're getting a 10-ounce
That's not bad.
New York strip.
Yeah, that's not bad.
But I think, like, she got pancakes one time, and I don't see them on the menu now, but they were, like, in the high teens. She's like, $18 for 2 pancakes is ridiculous, which I agree.
It's a lot for pancakes, but it's in line. That's the same everywhere, though.
It is.
Because that French toast at Olivia's was $19. So it's not like it's just Grand Floridian Cafe. But if you feel like the quality's not as good as it has been and the choices are getting narrowed down, then it's
still a
losing
top
its touch.
5. It's just falling a little bit. I mean, I look at the club sandwich for $19. I'm paying pretty close to that at Sarah Bay. So they're priced they're in line with everything else.
Yeah, absolutely. My number 4 is just a short monorail ride away at the Kona Cafe. I have such good feelings about this place. And I think I think it would have been higher. I think it's in the same boat as Grand Floridian Cafe where it's been slipping. But just something about it. The vibes there are so good.
Yeah, I love looking over the lobby.
It's nice. They did a really nice job with their refurb.
They did a great job with their refurb.
And the menu's solid. I mean, there's again options that you're not finding anywhere else. And I think maybe my favorite breakfast single item I've had at a Disney breakfast is the macadamia nut pancakes.
Oh, really?
They're so good. I like pancakes, so
Yep.
that's you got to go with that. But it was just so good. Like the macadamia gave it a nice crunch, and it cut through the sweetness with the pineapple on top.
Yep.
I mean, they're known for the Tonga toast. Not my favorite. I've had it there.
Yep.
I think it's a little overrated, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I've had it. I'm not a carb person. I'd rather have protein at breakfast. Do they still have the Loco Moco? Is that what it was called?
Loco, yes, $18. 2 eggs any style, chorizo gravy with a hamburger patty served on rice with pico de gallo.
That's pretty damn good.
It's unique. It's good. Like
I remember your dad got it and he couldn't finish it, so of course I couldn't let food go to waste. Yeah, and that's a good product. For me, it's a lot of out there.
Yeah, but they have a regular breakfast platter, 2 eggs any style with potatoes, ham, bacon, sausage, French toast, and mini pancakes with macadamia nut butter and pineapple compote for $22. So you're getting like a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Tonga toast, the Polynesian egg platter, 2 eggs any style with fresh fruit poke, fresh baked muffin, home fried potatoes, and your choice of ham, spiced ham, bacon, or sausage. Spiced ham is spam, by the way. The seasonal pancake
in Hawaii.
It is, yes. I'm sure that's why it's on the menu. The Loco Moco, like we talked about, they have a plant-based Loco Moco as well. Ham and cheese omelet for the simple people on your list. A French toast, which comes with a caramel banana sauce, which sounds really good, and those macadamia nut pancakes. I will say I've had the side of their grits there. They have their creamy grits with smoked Gouda.
Pretty damn good.
Really good, yeah. It's solid. It's just a solid option, especially if you're staying at the Poly. Like you have to have breakfast there. It's like a rite of passage.
Agreed. It was always a destination, even when we didn't
skip Ohana
and resorts. Oh, absolutely, 100%.
I mean, I get it if you have kids or if you're on the dining plan, it's a good use of a credit. But skip Ohana, go to Kona. You get the same vibe. The service is way better. It's way more relaxed. Like you said, you see people like checking in for their vacations, hanging out in the lobby, getting ready to go to the parks. It makes you feel like you're on vacation, doesn't it?
It's perfect. It's perfect. It's old school OG Disney resorts. It's perfect.
What do you have for your number 4?
My number 4 is over at Crescent Lake at the Boardwalk, Trattoria Al Forno.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I love this place. Look, oak grilled steak and eggs, one of the best steak and eggs I've had on property, $21.
Can't beat that.
I would get that down the street at a diner. Sunny side up eggs, breakfast potatoes, crispy onions, hollandaise sauce, too. That's a nice little twist, too, a little hollandaise sauce. Tiramisu bread pudding.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Mascarpone. Mascarpone cream and espresso drizzle served with choice of bacon or sausage. That's $17. That's a good deal.
That's not bad. Yeah, especially like that's perfect if you're staying in that area.
Yeah.
Like even yacht club, beach club. I mean, Cape May's fine. Didn't make my list. I don't know. Maybe it made yours, but like it's fine for a buffet, but it's expensive because it's characters.
Now listen to this. This is what Susie got years ago. Caprese omelet. Mozzarella, ripened tomatoes, fresh basil, and breakfast potatoes served with choice of bacon or sausage.
That's good.
That's a simple, light omelet.
See, I have not been there since it was the character,
right? Yeah.
But I had this like breakfast calzone, which was fantastic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't even remember what was in it. It was really good, though. That was a good character meal because it was like you could order off the menu. It was a lot like what Topolino's is now.
Yeah, okay.
Where you get like a a basket of pastries for the table, and then you each order an entree. Not the same menu, but like that style of experience.
I mean, the avocado toast. She loves avocado.
And that's a big thing, though.
$15. Yeah, I mean, so you have a lot of options for the lighter eaters for breakfast.
I also like that restaurant with the open kitchen. You could see the chefs
Yeah,
working.
yeah, it's really nice. That whole setup is just gorgeous. How they share the bathrooms with
Oh, with
flying fish.
Abracadabra.
Yeah, and Abracadabra. It's just beautiful. It's just gorgeous.
Yeah, we had dinner there in July. The food was just fine. It wasn't bad. Didn't blow me away, but it was a
Yeah.
nice experience. We had good service. I love seeing the open kitchen. So it was fun.
So you
Probably a
seem
lot more laid
surprised.
back for breakfast.
This Trattoria Al Forno, I assume, did not make your list.
Did not make my list because I
It
have
doesn't
not
look
been
like
there in
we
a
have
while.
a ton. I think we're gonna have a few overlapping.
I'm
but,
sure our top are going to be similar,
So
but
far, yeah, so far we haven't
I
overlapped.
I suspect my number 3 is going to be on your list, but I could
Okay.
be wrong.
Uh-huh.
This is the only one I haven't had breakfast at, but based off lunch and dinner,
Mhm.
I'm gonna take a leap of faith, and based off what you've said about it, and I'm
Mhm.
going to Steakhouse 71.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
It's just a solid menu. Again, the prices are right there. You have Walt's prime rib hash. You have just
Yep.
a classic 2 eggs cooked to order with potatoes, bacon, sausage, eggs Benedict traditional. Then they have a Floridian eggs Benedict, which comes with the crab cake with hollandaise. Only $20 for that, by the way.
Yep.
Avocado toast you were talking about, $14. They have a Western omelet, just classic ham, onion, peppers with cheese. A veggie omelet, spinach and tomato. Ham and cheddar omelet. Steakhouse 71 seasonal pancakes. I think they'll do apple sometime in the fall, maybe like a fresh fruit, like a strawberry or blueberry in the spring and summer. Steak and eggs, $21. 2 eggs any style with breakfast potatoes served with béarnaise sauce. So that's even, what'd you say it was at Trattoria? 22?
21, and then it was 27 at the Grand Flow, but
Yeah,
that
so
was that's 10 ounces of big steak.
$21. But you've had that one. You said the steak on the steak and eggs at Steakhouse 71 is fantastic.
Fantastic. Yep.
Now, did this make your list anywhere?
Yeah, that was also checking in at number 3. Yep.
Okay, so we'll continue.
And don't forget, you have to sit in Victor's section. Best server on property, and he only does breakfast because he's got to take care of the kids in the afternoon when they
Right,
get
you said that,
school.
Victor.
So
Yep.
he is phenomenal. Do yourself a favor and just ask, "Hey, can I sit in Victor's section?" Because he's amazing.
He's probably your favorite server that you've had, right?
Yeah, remember he came
Anywhere?
over and talked to us when we were having lunch?
That's right. That's right. I mean, Walt's prime rib hash, $18. Seared prime rib, fried potatoes, caramelized onions, and peppers topped with a fried
Yeah.
egg. How good does that sound?
I mean, that's perfect, isn't it? Getting tons of protein.
Mm-hmm. Not that that's my biggest concern, but yeah, I mean, it's not a bad way to
But
start
it
your
is a
day
good way
either.
to start your day. Yeah, exactly.
Especially like if you're staying on the monorail or obviously Lake, where you can just walk over and then walk to Magic Kingdom. Even if you take the bus to Magic Kingdom and like walk over to the Contemporary, if you're staying at another resort and you're planning a Magic Kingdom day and you go early, get on the bus, go over there, have breakfast, and walk back into the park after you eat.
Yeah.
Or rope drop for an hour or two, go over, have a late breakfast before you head out for your
Exactly.
afternoon swim or whatever it is.
Yeah, we went over there when we stayed at Shades of Green.
That's right. I remember you saying that.
Like you said, yeah, I mean, it's definitely seek it out. It's a destination restaurant as far as I'm concerned.
I think it's a great looking restaurant. I think it's got a really nice story in there.
Yeah, it does.
Pictures of
They
it
did a
being built.
great job.
Yeah. I like it. It feels like a steakhouse, but it's a little more modern, but it still has some old school stuff to it. I like Steakhouse 71
And
a lot.
especially for a restaurant that's basically stuck in a basement. I mean,
Yeah,
granted,
no
it's on
windows.
the first floor, but there's no windows, but it's not dark. It's very welcoming.
Yes. Yeah, I mean you're already on the first floor and then you go down a ramp to get to it. It's like, where the hell am I going? But it's good.
Yeah, that's where the old arcade was when I was a kid.
That's right. I remember you saying that. So my number 2,
Yes,
I
sir.
think, is going to is where we're going to divert,
Yeah. So you
and
figured this one out.
not in a bad way, because I
Uh-huh.
think you're gonna disagree that it's number 2, and I'm at Riviera at Topolino's for their
That's
breakfast.
fine.
It is my number 2. Um, I did like it a lot when we went, but it's still not my favorite breakfast at
That's
DVC.
that's fine.
$52. It's expensive. It's more than any buffet. I mean, I think it's only a little bit less than Chef Mickey's, right, for breakfast? Might be even more. I'm not even sure. I didn't look at Chef Mickey's.
Yeah.
Ironically, that didn't make the list. Chef Mickey's
Yeah, it didn't make mine either.
didn't make my list. But the entrees are really good, especially if you order it, $52, and if you get the fruit plate, all right. I mean, you're in the wrong place, is my opinion.
Yeah.
If you want like the avocado with smoked salmon, okay, we're not bad. We get that. Eggs Benedict Florentine, sour cream waffles, which were really good. We tried one of those.
And that
Bread
is one of the items that they will give you on top of your entree.
sometimes. Our server said they don't always do it, but because we were there early, they were able to
Yeah.
accommodate. I guess it
I've
doesn't
heard
hurt
some
to
people
ask.
say that they will give it to you, so
Yeah, so we had like one waffle on a side with the steak and eggs. The steak and eggs were really good. It came with the polenta, the fire roasted tomatoes, mushrooms.
mm.
It was really good. It was a
Those
lot of food
mushrooms
too.
were good, weren't they?
The mushrooms are fantastic. I mean, you get the croissants and the
Yeah.
muffins and all the
Oh, that
different
that
dipping
bread
sauce.
service at the beginning is amazing with the, what is it? The Nutella and then the strawberry jam?
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. And so you get that for the table. You can have as much as you want, but you don't really
Yeah.
want to fill up on that stuff.
No,
But
absolutely not.
you can ask for more. When we went, we were like the first. We were there when it opened,
Yeah, we had, like, the 705 seating or
and they
whatever.
hadn't even finished making the croissants yet, so we didn't even
Yeah.
get them initially. And then they brought those things out like halfway through our meal.
They were
Those
still
croissants were
warm. Oh,
so good.
so good.
I'm glad they brought them out because I would have been disappointed if I missed those. Steak and egg was fantastic.
Because it's basically like a petite filet.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're getting a filet with your steak and eggs. And then, I get mine sunny side. I ask for a side of toast because I like to dip my toast in the yolks. They don't charge you for that. They'll bring
Right.
you certain items and they'll comp you for it. But coffee's fresh. They bring a whole, I want to call it a pitcher, but a carafe. Is that what you
Carafe.
call
Yep.
carafe
Yeah.
of coffee? And it's always fresh and on your table with cream and sugar. The character interaction, I think, for
Fantastic.
curmudgeons like me, it's just enough, but they still spend the time with the kids. So if you're there, a family of 4 like you with 2 kids, they had enough time. I mean,
Oh,
they
yeah.
they came over at
I
least
think
twice
twice.
each of
Yeah.
them, right?
Right. And they didn't rush us. Actually, the only people that rushed us, I think, were the girls, is because they wanted to get going. They went out on that patio while you were still having coffee.
Yeah.
But they didn't like drop the check or usher us out or anything
No,
like that.
our server was fantastic too.
Mhm.
I've
No,
been
it's
there twice for breakfast. It's great.
it's really good for breakfast. I assume that's not your number 2.
That is correct.
What do you have for your number 2?
Well, my number 2 is Boma.
Okay.
And it's almost like 1A and 1B. I mean,
It's hard to argue. Yeah.
it's hard. The reason why Topolino's was number 1 is because that steak and eggs is my favorite breakfast
Okay.
on property.
That's
But
fair.
if I don't know, it's again, it's hard because Boma is just it's
love
perfect.
Boma.
It's perfect.
Obviously, our 1 and 2s are flip-flopped. I don't think
That's
there's
it.
any secret there.
Yep.
You have Topolino as your number 1. I have Boma as my number 1. You have Boma as your 2. I have Topolino as my 2. I wouldn't say no to either. I just like the buffet. I'm not a huge. I do like buffets, but breakfast buffets, I feel like you don't get a great value because you're usually not eating a ton of food for breakfast.
Yeah, I mean,
Or
it's
I'm
hard to
not.
justify, $50 for scrambled eggs and, bacon and sausage patties.
Yeah, it's
What you
$39
get
for
there is
breakfast. at Boma, and it's 52 at Topolino's. And I just like being able to have a little bit of everything because everything they have is so good. They have those like oak grilled tomatoes. They have the asparagus.
And I was
They
just
have
going to
that
say that
carved
like
ham.
we start for the like most people will go for like just the waffles and the
Yeah.
eggs and the sausage. Our first plate is always that fire roasted tomato and the asparagus
With a
like
little piece of ham with that mustard sauce or
yeah, and
whatever.
that's usually how we start every
Yes.
time. Like we've been there. I've been there once without you, but we've been there at least twice because we
Mhm.
went with your sister early on.
And you came with all of us.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been like 3 or 4 times now, I think.
Yeah. And there's not a lot of breakfast buffets that we can say that we've been that many times. And that is a place that every time you're there, you're going.
You
You're
have
not going to say, "Oh, we were just there 6 months ago. We're not." I mean, it's that place.
I mean, when we stayed at Animal Kingdom, my family had breakfast and dinner there, like 2 days apart from
Yep.
each other.
And it's
Obviously, very
probably
different.
one of the few places where you can say the breakfast buffet is better than the dinner buffet.
The dinner's pretty darn good,
Now,
though.
I've never been to the dinner, so I can't speak, but that breakfast buffet is off the charts, insane.
It's really good. I mean, they have all the hits. So if you are picky and you just want pancakes, waffles, bacon, eggs, you got it. They do omelets to order. So you could just have like a
Yeah.
cheese omelet, egg with plain cheese.
They've got the zebra domes.
They have the zebra domes. They have deviled eggs with smoked salmon. Like, I know you don't like salmon that much, but I love deviled eggs. Oh, it's one of my
Yeah.
favorite things.
Is
Deviled eggs are so good. The waffles, the different pastries. They have unique things though. They have like their corned beef hash is a little different than anywhere else because it's like an African inspired corned beef
Right.
hash. Just everything's so good.
Yeah.
I do love it there. It's my number one. I just can't
It's a
I
beautiful
can't put anything
restaurant.
above it. It's just that good. And
fair.
then if you want to say they're tied, which I could even say that Topolino's and Boma are tied for $14 less per person, that's enough for me to push Boma to the top.
Okay.
For me. And I know like the price doesn't really come into it as much because we're just talking food here. But if they're close to tied in my mind, so I just had to give Boma the edge for that reason.
That's fair.
Plus, I think I could go to Boma 3 days out of 7 for breakfast if I wanted to and not get sick of it. I don't know if I could say that about Topolino's. Like if
Oh,
I was
yeah, I
staying
agree
at
with that.
Riviera
Yeah,
for
I
a
agree.
week, I don't think I'd go there 3 mornings.
No.
But I could with Boma. I don't know if I would because that's a lot of food every
Yeah.
day, but I wouldn't get sick of it. Anything you want to add about Topolino's as to why it edged out Boma for you?
Like I said, it's my number one menu item
That
out
one,
of
yeah.
all the breakfast. And then if you were to actually subtract out the characters, does it drop at another $10? Now is this like a low 40s
Right.
and it's completely on par,
Yeah, usually the characters I think on average add about $15
which is insane,
in
but
the price.
it
Yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah, it's not like you can opt out of it.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
You
Don't
don't
send it
care.
to my table. Exactly.
The smoking section or the non-smoking. Would you like to sit characters or non? Non is fine by me.
Yeah,
I'll
that
do
would be a nice option, wouldn't it?
it. Yeah, they put like a wall up. You know, the only reason they don't do that is because there'd be so many weasels that would try to like sneak around and
Oh, you know that. You know that, like the people who cut kids in Main Street parades and
yes,
put the
exactly.
kids on their shoulders and lift their selfie
Yes.
sticks up.
Yep, exactly. But honestly, I don't think you can go wrong with any of the. What do we have? 8 different places between the two of ours.
Yeah. Or 7, because we both are
Our top
4
threes
and
were the
5
same.
were different.
Yeah, that's true. 7 different places, and then I had a couple honorable mentions.
Okay.
Which 1900 Park Fair.
Yeah.
You said that was pretty good for
It's
breakfast. I
very
haven't been
good.
for breakfast.
It's very good, but I was gonna maybe save that if we ever do a buffet show. That is a
Okay.
great. Like I don't. Again, I don't like. That's a higher priced
Yeah,
restaurant where I still don't consider Boma to be
no,
on that 1900 Park Fair or Chef Mickey scale.
Right.
It's more in line with these sit downs that we discussed tonight.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. And then the other one that made my honorable mention, and it's probably the weakest claim because it's not that good. It's not as good as it used to be, Whispering Canyon.
Yeah.
The servers are great. They're funny.
Yep.
The food's not bad.
Yeah, and I actually wanted to look at just the one-off menu items, and it was just like, okay, because I think the next time, if I'm ever staying there, we're gonna do breakfast, I'll probably do something other than the platters.
Well, when we
But it's
went
still
last
just omelets
December,
and-
we ate there and we were there for breakfast, and I think half the people got just omelets, and like you and I were the only ones that got
Yeah,
platters.
because I know Kristen and Sarah got
Like
menu items. You and I were the only ones who got the platters.
Yeah, because my parents got menu items too. And I think the
That's right.
girls
Yes, you're right. Yep.
might have had like a kid's platter or something,
Yep.
one of the girls. But all the food on the platters was good. They just weren't like quick enough bringing out the
Right.
more stuff. And that's not a server problem. I think that's a kitchen problem, or
It
it's
is.
intentional.
It's
Because-
almost like they want you to give up and just leave.
Because every time I've been there for different meals, different sections, different servers, different times of day, the refills on your platters take forever.
Over there, they certainly do.
And that if they were quicker and it just came out like, let's talk about Garden Grill. That's a family style. When you ask for more food at Garden Grill, it was
It's
there within like
instantaneous.
30 seconds.
It is. It really is. Yeah.
Most of the family styles are like that. I don't know if it suffers because it's not truly family style and these platters are made to order, but there's only a couple options. They should have a million of all those things ready to go to throw on a plate and bring out, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're not making the beef brisket.
No, I don't think so. They might be slicing it to order, but even that shouldn't take that long. It is
Yeah.
a big restaurant, though, so there's a lot of seats there.
Yeah. You're right, though. It does take a long time. When we were on the golf trip having
Yes.
breakfast, and I mean, for us because remember, we had to try to push down our
Yeah,
tea time because it was taking forever. Like, we basically went on our third cup of coffee before our first platter came out.
right, exactly. Do you have any honorable mentions?
Kona. I think Kona
Okay,
is
yeah.
a great breakfast spot. It just didn't make my top 5.
Yeah.
Just because it's a little too unique for me.
Okay. Doesn't have that rewrite ability.
Oh, that's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah. I don't have anything else to add here. Do you want to bring us home?
I'll bring us home. You can
All
find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at DVC Addicts. Email the show info@addictedtodvc.com and join our Facebook group, DVC Addicts. For my cousin and co-host Gary in Rhode Island, I'm Mike in Florida. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Thank you for listening to the Addicted to DVC podcast with Mike and Gary. We want to hear from you. Email us at info@addictedtodvc.com and follow us on all socials at DVC Addicts. We appreciate you being a part of our DVC community, and we'll see you again on our next episode. Thanks again for listening, and welcome home.